Tithes are restored. I also realized that the portions for the Levites were held back from them. For each of the Levites and the singers who did the work had gone back to his field. So I contended with the rulers and said, Why is the house of God forsaken? And I gathered them together and set them in their place. Then all Judah brought the tithe of the grain and the new wine and the oil to the storehouse. I appointed Shelemiah the priest and Zadok the scribe as treasurers over the storehouse, along with Pedaiah of the Levites. Next to them was Hanan, the son of Zachar, the son of Mattaniah. They were chosen for they were counted as faithful, and it was their duty to distribute to their brothers. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and do not wipe out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God and for its services. The Sabbath is restored. In those days I saw in Judah people treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and loading donkeys with wine, grapes, and figs, and all kinds of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. Men of Tyre dwelt there also, who brought in fish and all kinds of goods and sold them on the Sabbath to the children of Judah. And in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the free sons of Judah and said to them, What evil thing is this that you do by which you profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers do this, and did not our God bring all this disaster on us and on this city? Yet you bring added wrath on Israel by profaning the Sabbath. So it was, when the gates of Jerusalem stood open before the Sabbath, that I commanded, and they shut the gates, and I charged that they must not be opened until after the Sabbath day. Then I posted some of my servants at the gates so that no burdens would be brought in on the Sabbath day. Now the merchants and sellers of all kinds of wares lodged outside Jerusalem once or twice. So I warned them and said to them, Why do you spend the night around the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time on, they came no more on the Sabbath. Then I told the Levites who were cleansing themselves, who came to guard the gates, to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of your mercy. Pagan marriages forbidden. In those days I also saw Jews who married women of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. And half their children spoke in the language of Ashdod, and could not speak the language of Judah, but spoke according to the language of one or the other people. So I contended with them and cursed them, struck some of them and pulled out their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, You shall not give your daughters as wives to their sons, nor take their daughters for your sons. Did not Solomon king of Israel sin by these things? Yet among many nations there was no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless pagan women caused even him to sin. Should we then hear of your doing all this great evil, transgressing against our God by marrying pagan women? And one of the sons of Jehoiada, son of Eliashib the high priest, was a son-in-law of Sanballat the Horonite, therefore I drove him from me. Remember them, God, because of the rights of inheritance of the priesthood and of the covenant of the priesthood and the Levites. And I cleansed them of every pagan thing. I assigned the daily courses to the priests and the Levites, each to his own service, and to bringing the wood offering and the first fruits at the appointed times. In goodness, remember me, O our God. Notes from this page. 1330. This verse could be Nehemiah's epitaph, I cleansed them of every pagan thing.